Good morning, POC. I love you. Hope you're having a good day. Praying for you and so proud of all of the ways that you are bringing hope and help to your loved ones and to our city. Keep doing it. I want to tell you a story today. When I was in high school, my youth group at our church went on a fun retreat to Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Now, if you've been there, then like me, you love that little town, such a great part of the country. And I remember we went out to see the sights and we're having a lot of fun, and it was a great trip, and I have fond memories of it. But when we came back home, I remember my mom was looking through some of the pictures of the trip. And she came into the living room where I was sitting, and she showed me this picture, and she said, "Hey, can you tell me what was happening in this picture?" And I thought, uh-oh, that could be any number of things. But she showed me the picture, and in the picture there was one of the youth workers that was riding the ski lift up the mountain with me, and she was holding my hand. And my mom said, "Why is this youth worker holding your hand?" And I said, "Oh, well," she said she was terribly afraid of heights and asked if she could hold my hand, so I let her. And I didn't think anything of it. And my mom flipped through the pictures and she said, "Well, explain this to me." And in every picture that she showed me where I was in a picture with this youth worker, the youth worker was either having her arm around me or holding my hand or had her head laid on my shoulder. And my mom said, "Doesn't this seem a little odd?" And I had to admit that when I looked at the pictures, it did seem like very odd behavior. But what's so funny is I didn't even know that it was happening. Not until I was shown the pictures. Even now, when I remember that trip, I don't remember this youth worker laying her head on my shoulder or holding my hand or putting her arm around me. But the picture showed a behavior. It showed the behavior of the youth worker, who I'm convinced meant no ill will, but it also showed my behavior. I wasn't very self-aware in the moment, and there wasn't any part of me that was pulling back or saying, "Why are you holding my hand?" And it really taught me a lesson about learning future behavior through the lens of learning from past behavior. I know a lot of people think that the job of the church is to make them feel guilty or to make them feel shamed. And I've told people before, and I'll say it here again now, I have no interest in peddling shame or guilt. That's not my job. It's one of the Holy Spirit's jobs to convict, but that's not my job. And I don't think that it's right to look at religion or the Bible or church or pastors or ministers and think that, oh, they're just trying to make me feel guilty. Because there is this other thing that may be happening. What if the Holy Spirit is just providing his church an opportunity to improve and get better as individuals and as the body? Today, I had to watch a couple leadership webinars that were really, really good. And when I watched these webinars, there wasn't a part of me that thought, "Oh, I feel so guilty that I've not been the best leader in the past, and I can't stand to watch this because it's bringing me face to face with my bad choices." I didn't watch them that way, and I don't think you would have either. But as I watched these leadership professionals, I was so grateful that they were giving me leadership tips for the future, and many of the future steps that I can take as a leader that will be an improvement over the leader I was in the past. But guilt and shame aren't required, but just an open heart and an open mind to receive the insight that might just help me be a better leader, a better minister, a better father, a better husband, a better friend, a better pastor. And I think that our relationship with the Holy Spirit has to move from one where we are afraid of him because he might make us feel guilty to a relationship where we are in love with him because he helps us improve and be better. I don't have the largest competitive spirit. Some of you who know me, you know that. I don't have this zeal to win in a lot of things, but I do have a zeal to improve and a zeal to get better. There are some people who say, why don't you leave me alone? Just let me be me. That's not my message. I don't want people just to let me be me, because I think that me, the concept of me, is very fluid. And so I want to be better tomorrow than I was today. And I want to surround myself with people who help me achieve that. And that's why I do spend so much time talking to God, talking to Jesus, talking to the Holy Spirit, and reading his word, because I want my future behaviors to honor the Lord and to bring him glory. When I was in West Virginia, my junior and senior of high school, I traveled in an impact team, which was a group of teenagers that would go around singing from church to church. And there was a song that we used to sing that comes from Psalm 25. And Psalm 25 says, "To you, Lord, I lift up my soul." And I think it would be great during this time of quarantine if you and I could find time daily to sit with the Holy Spirit and say, Holy Spirit, show me snapshots from my recent past. Show me ways, behaviors that honored you, things that you would like for me to keep doing. But also show me things from my past that did not bring you glory. And Lord, will you help me get better? Can you help me improve? Perhaps say, Lord, show me how I've behaved in my marriage. Show me how I've behaved at work. Show me how I've behaved during this COVID crisis. And Lord, help me get better. I think as a people and as individuals, we can get to the point where we aren't afraid of improvement. We're not afraid of getting better, but improvement can be our favorite thing because it brings God glory. I want to close by reading this psalm to you. It's beautiful. It's Psalm 25. And I want you to open up your heart and your mind to the Holy Spirit and ask him to help us improve as people, to help us bring him glory. And I promise you, church, I'm going to do the same. Psalm 25. To you, O Lord, I lift up my soul. In you, my God, I trust. Do not let me be put to shame. Do not let my enemies exult over me. Surely none who wait for you will be put to shame, but to those who are faithless without cause will be disgraced. Show me your ways. Teach me your path. Guide me in your truth and teach me, for you are the God of my salvation. All day long I wait for you. Remember, O Lord, your compassion and loving devotion, for they are from age to age. Remember not the sins of my youth, nor my rebellious acts. Remember me according to your loving devotion, because of your goodness, O Lord. Good and upright is the Lord, therefore he shows sinners the way. He guides the humble in what is right and teaches them his way. All the Lord's ways are loving and faithful to those who keep his covenant and his decrees. For the sake of your name, O Lord, forgive my iniquity, for it is great. So I pray, Lord, I pray, church, that you will find time to sit with the loving Holy Spirit and ask him to take you on a journey to look at snapshots from your recent past, behaviors, practices, and let's see if together we can improve and bring our wonderful Lord glory. As we bring glory to his name, he will use his church not only to help each individual, but to help our city as well. Remember that I love you, and remember that you and I together are chosen for intimacy with Jesus and others. We're challenged to go deep and lead effectively, and we're charged to bring hope and help to our city. Love you, church.